Alright, my new project is to change a carpet on this, my 1964 Mercury Monterey, which it's the same as a Galaxie. The guts are the same, the carpet is the same. The carpet in there, years of kids' feet and mice and other varmints have really worn it away. It's gross. The car doesn't really stink. I think the convertible helps, but the carpet's nasty, so it's gotta go. So we're gonna pull the carpet up. I've already pulled the back seats out before because I had to change a hydraulic line for the convertible top and saw some surface rust, so we're gonna treat that. Probably have to do some sound deadener and see what other ways the project just keeps escalating until it balloons out of control and you're just thinking to yourself, why is it always like this? Now I have all the old carpet pulled out and the seats. The seats are pretty easy. To start with the bottom back seat, push it back, pull it up, it'll come right out. Then there are, see behind the little brackets, just one little 3/8 bolt you pull out, then the back seat can come down. You pull it down a little bit to get it out of these clips. This clip right here. Once you get it down, it'll pull right out. That's it for the whole back seat, just two 3/8 screws there. Then the front, on a 64 like this, has two that you get from the bottom. They're studs. Those can fight you. These came out pretty easy. If you're working on a later car like a 65, they have a double floor. So there'll be plastic plugs under the floor that you pull out. And then there'll be two for the front and two for the back. So then this is an original convertible. And this is actually not that bad. There are no holes anywhere, just a little bit of surface corrosion starting. Nothing that even really got into the metal. So I'm going to use a cleanup disc like this on a drill, clean up the whole thing, and then use a product called Chassis Saver, and then some Kilmat, which is like a Dynamat ripoff. Put that down, then the new carpet. It's going to look a lot better. So that is prep. Might look kind of rough yet, but there is nothing loose. That is all very well adhered surface rust, cleaned up with some alcohol. There's nothing flaking, nothing powdery. It's been vacuumed and wiped and vacuumed again. So now this is all you need for the surface prep for the Chassis Saver. And next I will be painting that down just with a brush because nobody's going to see any of this. So brush lines don't matter. It's just about eliminating and sealing that rust. And the floor, after one coat of Chassis Saver, and this stuff really goes on just like you want it to, almost like laying down tar. Thick, really nice coverage, smooths out really nice. Like I was using a brush and like the brush strokes pretty much disappear. It really binds to the rust. The can says the rust is actually what it binds to the best. So now that I have the chassis coat down, the next thing I'm doing is this Kilmat. And this is a sound deadening material, a lot like Dynamat. It's aluminum covered, butyl, rubber, self-adhesive. You just peel the backing off. And what this does, it's basically like if you try to ring a bell and then you put your hand on the bell, and that's gonna deaden the sound. So it's not really a sound reducer or insulator, but I mean, it's a difference between, you can kind of hear the sound difference. This is going to keep it from ringing. Basically the floor being that bell. Pretty easy to put down, cuts easily with a razor, then use a roller to really press it into place. Now, while I'm in here, I'm also replacing these. These are just little pieces of vinyl that are here to fill in between the seat and the carpet. As you can see, they just sort of glue along this top edge and then along the bottom here as well. They glue down and then go underneath the carpet at this lip to fill in this space. There's this backing on here, sort of a fiber board. That was reusable. I just glued that with some spray adhesive right over there. Now the carpet's all done. The project did get a little bit bigger, had a few other things to do. Said carpet is changed, cleaned up a lot of stuff. The whole floor pan now is coated, rust proof. We got the sound deadener in. I replaced underneath the seats that white vinyl there. Let's repainted the kick panels up front. Cleaned up the seat belts. Those white seat belts were probably a mistake. I'd probably do black next time. Man, they get dirty easily. I had to change a hydraulic cylinder for the convertible top. I thought it was the hoses that were bad, but it was one of the cylinders. So, I mean, it did get a little bit bigger, but there were no holes in the floor. There was nothing bad. So, take a look. And there it is. Not too stunning or anything. It's just carpet, but it's nice and clean carpet. And I love the way this stuff fit right up to where it was supposed to. In the footwells, there's some really thick, like 1 inch insulation underneath the carpet, and that fit right down into the footwell to where it was supposed to be. You could actually use that insulation as to where the carpet should be side to side, forward and back. As soon as it like lays down flat and all the molding fits, you're right where you're supposed to be. In the back, the same thing. Now, the factory had some screws in the tunnel and in the side to keep the carpet in place. With these anchors in for the seat belts and the seat bolted in, this carpet actually fits really well without having those screws in, and I don't think I'll even put them in. The anchors are going to hold it in place as well as the seat. So, let's see. This was the other little project. These were, let's see, can we see these? These were nasty. They're just simple vinyl stuck down in there. These are nice and clean. There, you can see that better. Not a perfect job, but for about, I don't know, $8, it looks better than it used to. And if you can see the kick panel over there, just the other stuff to kind of tidy up while you're in there and while you're at it. Now, I think it's time to drive it. I'll go pick up my son from school. All the kids love seeing the car.